said your parents never gave you hugs, and as a child you were never loved. You make me love so hard, but then you threw it away. You like to open skies, and then you blame it on me. You're someone I could never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. Why'd you love so hard, and then just throw it away? You opened up my heart, and just to close it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't you blame it on me. Don't play with my heart. Just let me go. Please let me go. You like to love so hard, and then you throw it away. You like to open skies, and then you blame it on me. You're someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. Why'd you love so hard, and then just throw it away? You opened up my heart, and just to close it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. So don't you blame it on me. You never knew how bad it was. Guess you never really cared because you said your parents never gave you hugs, and as a child you were never loved. You make me love so hard, but then you threw it away. You like to open skies, and then you blame it on me. You're someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. Why'd you love so hard, and then just throw it away? You opened up my heart, and just to close it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't you blame it on me. You like to open skies. You open all my scars, and then you blame it on me. You're someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. So don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't play with my heart. Just let me go. Please let me go. You like to love so hard, and then you throw it away. You like to open skies, and then you blame it on me. You're someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. Why'd you love so hard, and then just throw it away? You opened parents never gave you hug, and there's a child you will never love. You make me love so hard, but then you throw it away.
हाय हाय, अगर कोई स्ट्रीम पर है, अगर कोई स्ट्रीम पे है तो बता दो यार आवाज़ सही आ रही है कि नहीं.
Good deeds and bad.
2-3 लोगों ने ज्वाइन तो किया था अभी,
In the end,
लगता चले गए.
all will be placed upon the scales.
आवाज़ सही आ रही है, मैं खुद ही चेक कर लेता हूँ. आवाज़ सही आ रही है, मैं खुद ही चेक कर लेता हूँ. ये आया नहीं अभी तक. सब बिजी है क्या आज? क्या हो गया, सब बिजी है क्या आज? कोई आएगा नहीं स्ट्रीम पर? आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट कंप्लीट करेंगे आज हम ना. जस्ट अ सेकेंड. या घर पे गेस्ट आया हुआ है, कोई ना कोई आता रहेगा. स्ट्रीम डिस्टर्ब होगी मेरे को लग रहा है बहुत ज़्यादा. लगता है सब बिजी है. क्वेस्ट स्टार्ट करते हैं अपना. सब धीरे धीरे ज्वाइन करेंगे, देखते हैं. संडे कहाँ है? संडे है ना यार, संडे में भी सब बिजी है. कोई नहीं.
traveler. It is you.
Hepestia.
The voice! It's Hypatia!
अच्छा Hypatia. Hepestia बोल रहा हूँ. Long time no see.
What a pleasant surprise. It's so nice to see the two.
Who's this? She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the... what's it called?
Satyavada, the life.
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time. Ever since I've come here, hardly anyone has even talked to me.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest means... you're not in train... Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach Paripurna life?
What do you think?
Your AR in 5-star.
My consciousness
I think 58 है मेरा AR.
managed to make contact
Almost
with the
59.
divine.
और 5-star होंगे 6-7 होंगे 8 है शायद 8.
You did it! Congratulations!
When my consciousness made contact with the gods. What?
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Actually, please wait. I haven't forgotten my promise to you.
कट सीन्स के बाद दिखाना. ठीक है यार ठीक है पक्का.
Remember?
फ्री टू प्ले. हाँ भाई फ्री टू
Promise to
प्ले.
help you understand what you saw from Irmin's. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even.
You can do that? I've never heard of anything like that, but...
Hold on. I brought some spirit borneo with me. This is still a crucial part of.
We're using that...
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you establish a pathway to connect your consciousness.
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand.
नाहिदा शायद नाहिदा को पुल करूँगा.
It's just an elaborate tapestry of lies.
स्कैरामूश. कट सीन स्कैरामूश का.
Will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother.
राइडन मक्का तो कह रहे बात आ रहा है ना ये.
Above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend.
मेरा नाम फराज है फराज.
Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination.
मेरे डिस्क्रिप्शन में होगा शायद चैनल का डिस्क्रिप्शन में.
Was one
अगर नहीं होगा तो मैं ऐड कर दूंगा यार.
me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the
स्कैरामूश की बैक स्टोरी है.
powerless before his mortality. He broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounce the world and laugh in its face.
इंटरेस्टिंग बैक स्टोरी है इसकी.
Never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis.
पर इसके पास नोसिस आ चुका है राइडन का.
Pure divinity.
Evil laugh.
There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
क्या कट सीन था.
What was that? Did we actually just see the Balladeer's memories? Everything matches what we know about him, but how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god. Such a
ये
noble
पागल हो गई है क्या?
Alas, if only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great and merciful God, please.
मिस कैरामूशो गॉड समझ रही है अपना.
Salvation.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no periportal life, but
ये कुछ और है. Wake up.
You. Why are you so mean to me? Why is everyone hiding from me?
Nothing to fear when I am here. सही में.
I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor? Haven't I uncovered that light in the darkness?
Apasia.
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I already lost my mind?
लग तो यही रहा है. चुपचाप चली गई.
Wait, something isn't.
हम पे हमला हो रहा है. कैथरीन को मार डाला और नहीं था उसके अंदर ट्रैप्ड है. हेलो यार एम ऑफ आईटी. हेलो आ गए. अच्छा हम नहीं था की बॉडी में क्या कर रहे हैं. ये जग गई. बेला डियर. बस कैरामुश सुमेरु में क्या करेगा यार. ओह इसने अपना मैका बना लिया आजकल. अरे वेलकम वेलकम. दिखना रही.
Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no. Something feels different. You're back!
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for
अच्छा
a while.
नईडा ने हम पे जंप कर लिया.
She jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet was destroyed. After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What?
हाँ हम उसकी जगह चले गए थे.
Places? You mean your consciousness also went into Nahida's body? Wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. I don't think this can be achieved with current human technology.
अच्छा जानता नहीं है वो नईडा आर्कॉन एक.
Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. She said, "The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore."
अच्छा डॉक्टर ने फंसा लिया.
But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies.
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Surasthana for good this time. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being extra even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies. Huh. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from the alchemical divination at the Sub-Zero's festival. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Huh. Do you think Nahida was telling us to go find help in the desert? but she isn't with us anymore. Think
कैरा
we'll be
डिटोर
okay?
ट्रैवलन पाइमॉन नोज नहीं था. हाँ सिर्फ यही लोग जानता है और कोई नहीं जानता.
Paimon. You said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who was occupying the traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
लो तिगनारी को ही पता चल गया.
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation,
बारिश हो रही है.
safe to say I have witnessed that for myself. I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so I trust you.
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages have been working on?
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about its scope and goals. All I know is that project has
Sages
something
पागल
to
लोग हैं.
do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body?
द एकेडेमिस्ट. अच्छा एकेडेमिया हेल्प कर रहा है बेलेडियर को गॉड बनने के लिए.
What?
ओ भाई
Do you have
साहब.
any evidence?
भाई स्पाइरल 36 के लिए किए नहीं यार. अभी तक स्पाइरल बेस टच भी नहीं किया. अभी करूँगा थोड़ी देर में.
That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the.
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of Hypatia?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Party's DI and began searching for a way to return her to her normal self. If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of exile at Aru village. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanal, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation. The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. Sounds like we're in for a bad time. From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. There may still be room for us to intervene. But then, what is the connection between creating a new god and restoring Irminsul?
Yeah, it feels like we're
Thanks,
still
Emma
nowhere
Piety.
close to
Thanks, yaar.
figuring out the sage's goals. Right. We've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we.
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help.
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better.
चलो फिर डेजर्ट चलते हैं. अच्छा किसी ने बोला था ना उनको मेरे कैरेक्टर्स देखने हैं 5 स्टार. आर्काइव दिखा देता हूँ. तो ये है. ये रहे 5 स्टार कैरेक्टर. सॉरी चीची भी होगी पर लास्ट में होगी शायद. मोना, जीन और चीची का है. ये रही चीची. ठीक है.
I do try to lighten the mood sometimes, but I'm not the best judge of other people's sense of.
वेपन्स सारे फ्री टू प्ले वेपन्स है यार. जॉन्गली इक्विप कर रखा है. पवनियस लैंस, वाइट टैसल, आयरन स्टिंग, ब्लैक लिफ पोल, एमॉस बो, द कैच, प्रोटोटाइप आर्केक, आमेनोमा कागेगुची यही है. द वित्सेट और कुछ नहीं होगा. हार्बिंजर ऑफ डॉन. ओपी वेपन है यार, हथियार है 5 स्टार। ये तो ना और भी है वेपन 5 स्टार, जैसे कहाँ गया? 5 स्टार वेपन्स। स्काईवर्ड कलेक्टर नहीं यार, अभी भी स्वॉर्ड नहीं है मेरे पास।
We finally made it to Caravan Rebat. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall, it's gotta be the divine work of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, right?
कौन आ रहा है?
Enough gawking. Come on,
अल्लाहतम,
follow me.
ये हमारा पीछा कर रहा था क्या?
Huh?
अल्लाहतम।
Over here.
Oh, Hatham went that way. Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
3.2 में आ रहा है यार। 3.2 में मैं फ्री टू प्ले एक ही कैरेक्टर पुल कर पाऊंगा, जो डेंड्रो आर्कॉन होने वाली है, लेसर लॉर्ड को सनाली। वैसे अल्हातम यहाँ क्या कर रहा है?
What the? Where did he go?
अच्छा, मर्सनरीज को फॉलो कर रहे थे।
How did we lose him? They were just here a second ago.
हार्प पे, दैट्स वाई। यार हार्प तो है, पर चाइल्ड को मैं पुल करना चाहता नहीं हूँ।
Who are they working for this time? Anyway, traveler, it seems like we were being followed.
You were too careless. You should have
अच्छा, हमें follow कर रहे थे।
amateurs trailing you along.
इसने बचाया। हाँ, नेवर वन। मैंने कभी नहीं। किस्मत बड़ी बेकार है मेरी। हाँ, सारे 50-50 लूज किए मैंने।
All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the academia.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Al-Haytham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their orders.
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect
रुक
it.
जाओ, अगर हम एकेडमी के हिट लिस्ट पर है तो साइनो पक्का आएगा, मेरे को लग रहा है। और हम
However,
डेजर्ट में भी है।
had I wished to turn you over to the academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always
किस
belonged to the
बैनर पे
camp that
50-50 लूज
promotes
किया? सारे बैनर्स पे,
autonomy.
सारे बैनर्स पे लूज किया भाई, जितने पुल किया। पहले मैंने क्लिप पे पुल किया था, उस पे लूज किया। शाओ पे लूज किया, पर शाओ मेरे को मिल गया क्योंकि मेरे पास 50,000 प्रीमोस मैंने इकट्ठा कर लिए तब तक। मैंने सारे बैनर पे लूज किया जिसमें मैंने पुल किया है।
And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the divine knowledge capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties.
हाँ, मैंने स्टार्टिंग से मेरे को पता नहीं था कि विशिंग सिस्टम क्या होता है, वो कलेक्ट होते गए तो क्ली बैनर में वो चला विशिंग सिस्टम क्या होता है, फिर मैंने तब पुल किया।
Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of this, I must understand how the capsule first came to be.
वो याद है, वो पैच याद है जहाँ पर जोंगली, गान्यू साथ रीरन किए गए थे और शाउ से पहले, तो मैंने उन तीनों कैरेक्टर पे पुल किया था एक साथ, और तीनों कैरेक्टर पे 50-50 लूज कर गया, फिर मेरे को तीनों मिल गए।
Which brings me back to you and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ainul Ahmar used the divine knowledge capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
लास्ट टाइम इसने कैप्सूल चुरा लिया था ना हमसे, अब बताया भी नहीं. अच्छा.
Al-Haytham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
उससे पहले भी आए थे एक बार. बैक टू बैक, मतलब एक ही पैच में. मेरे को याद नहीं कौन से पैच में. मेरे पास वीडियो पड़ी होगी उसकी, मैं शायद अपलोड कर दूँगा. जब मेरे पास 45K प्लस प्रेमोस थे. पहले मैंने जाओ के लिए पुल किया था, उसके बाद जोंगली और गानियों के लिए.
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the academia after all. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the divine knowledge capsule. Am I right? No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of, you two are also headed to the
2.4,
desert?
हाँ 2.4 शायद.
That's right. We have the same plan as you. But we don't really have any concrete goals at the moment.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources
हाँ,
and
Shenha,
insight than
Zhao,
anywhere else.
Shenha, Shao,
Well,
जोंगली और गानियों.
would you like to head there together?
It's always better to travel.
ये कैरेक्टर जो है ना अल-हैथम, ये बहुत लेट आएगा मेरे को लग रहा है, क्योंकि काफ़ी लोग इस पर इंटरेस्टेड है. इस कैरेक्टर पे ये बहुत लेट आने वाला है. एक गट फीलिंग है मुझे.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the...
Whoa. This landscape is really something else. What a cool place. Let's go check it out.
रचित वर्मा, तुम कौन से यार पे हो? फ्री टू प्ले हो? अच्छा, ट्रेलर में जो वो होता लाइव स्ट्रीम, उसमें सीन दिखाया गया था, कट सीन था ये वाला. आ गया साइनो. क्या फाइट है. ट्रैवलर ने कुछ किया क्यों नहीं? साइनो.
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
ये हमारे लिए आया पक्का.
Al-Haytham, do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me.
नहीं, हम रोक लेते.
Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Al-Haytham? Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Al-Haytham, to the point of blocking an attack for him.
अच्छा, इसके अटैक्स अल-हैथम के लिए थे. उसने कुछ किया, हमने कुछ नहीं किया अभी तक. ये हमारे पीछे नहीं है.
If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth.
हाँ, कुछ तो गड़बड़ है इस बंदे का भी.
I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, Stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
Has Al-Haytham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Al-Haytham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge
इसको
capsule
पता
you're
है
hiding on your
कैप्सूल इसके पास है.
unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's.
इतना बड़ा कहाँ छुपा लेगा?
Knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormuz?
नहीं.
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you? And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
सेजेस के लिए एक मिशन है इसका.
You two? Ugh. What you would do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them.
Well, look at you two.
They
acting
are.
all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia?
दिया.
Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna start fighting.
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds.
Ooh. दोनों शांत हो गए. दिया is the boss.
Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
दोनों ओपनिंग्स ढूंढ रहे हैं. ये क्या हुआ? तूफान?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong. Is this a sandstorm?
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey!
कैंडिस.
All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover.
Someone's calling for us. Oh, this.
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you Academia folks such hard...
All right, stop.
साइनो दूर खड़ा है. बहुत शांति है इस टेबल पर.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
अच्छा ये प्रोटेक्टर इस विलेज की.
Our savior has come at last. Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, as a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the sandstorms. And now that you have set foot within our village itself, It is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another and put your hostile feelings to rest. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will be...
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of
Dia
those
hot
two should
today.
probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide. So there's no shame in while Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts. It's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh? Exile
Kyun?
yourself?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's actual progress. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous data was none other than Grand Sage Azar himself.
अच्छा, इसको पता चलेगा ग्रेट सेज ने कुछ किया है, ग्रैंड सेज ने, तभी इसने अपने आप को एग्जाइल में डाल दिया.
I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence were carefully concealed from me. I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. He even said to me, "The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us."
खुद ही पुलिस बनाओ और जब पुलिस तुम्हारे पीछे आए तो अपनी पावर दिखा दो. पॉलिटिक्स.
They really are up to no good.
ग्रैंड सेजेस पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over
मेन विलन तो यही है,
knowledge.
ग्रैंड सेज सुमेरु के.
The
सारी
vows
प्रॉब्लम
that
के इससे क्रिएट हुई है.
the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the academia of today.
तो इसलिए इसने हमको एग्जाइल कर दिया.
I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, they can no longer see nor predict my actions. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own name.
साइनो की आवाज़ बड़ी अच्छी है यार, बहुत डीप और सूदिंग आवाज़ है.
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating this quest. Now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary. Well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see Al-Haytham as a target?
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Al-Haytham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Al-Haytham?
ये हम पे स्पाई कर रहा था.
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the divine knowledge capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the traveler.
Al-Haytham?
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment, I can give you a glimpse of divine knowledge.
ये लोग नॉलेज के लिए पागल है भाई.
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. Namely, that divine knowledge indeed exists. That gave me all I needed to know. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward?
Strange तो है.
So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
अच्छा, इसके खिलाफ भी कोई प्लान बनाया था सेजस ने.
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the divine knowledge capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the academia.
एक बार यहाँ देख रहे, एक बार वहाँ देख रहे, एक बार यहाँ देख रहे, वहाँ देख रहे.
You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan Rebat as well.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the divine knowledge capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Ooh.
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
As you wish.
साइन और कास्ट सिस्टम नहीं पहनता ना शायद अभी तक. नहीं, वो नहीं पहनता, पर अलिथम पहनता है.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstanding. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is currently recovering from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with everyone here, but then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went down.
बेड वाला एटीट्यूड है इसका.
Is that all? Well, I will
मन
admit
की करती है
that
अपने.
definitely sounds like your style.
इसी का स्टाइल है ये.
Nice. Welcome back, Dia.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
ये क्या था?
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Creatures? In the sandstorm?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage. You needn't worry.
क्या चल रहा है? ठुक 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 ठुक.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The winds died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright? Maybe we should go.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys are as chatty as the floor.
कैंडिस को क्या हो गया? आई क्यों नहीं वापस अभी तक? चलो देखते हैं. कहाँ है कैंडिस? रिफ्ट हाउंड, ये यहाँ क्या कर रहे हैं?
Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the sandstorm had stopped.
Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now
It's been quite a while since
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
क्या हम देख सकते हैं? अरे
Solidify! Scatter! Judgment is upon you. Guilty!
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up?
I will have order. Gather. Here.
Eyes on me!
बड़ी जल्दी खत्म हो गई फाइट।
Was that the last of
what we fought just now was probably the
Oof.
aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be safe for the time being.
बेड़ों के बर्स में ट्रैवलर से लग रहा है।
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
ये कौन है?
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become increasingly severe. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago, these unusual natural phenomena are related to the withering of Irminsul.
यार अभी तो मेटा नहीं है कैरेक्टर साइनो। साइनो बहुत मस्त कैरेक्टर है खेलने के लिए, बहुत मज़ा आता है खेलने के लिए, ठीक है, पर मेटा नहीं है। मेटा हो जाएगा मेरे को लग रहा है फ्यूचर में। जैसे सब लोग स्लीप कर गए थे काजुआ पे और बाद में सबको डिमांड हो गई कि काजुआ को रीरन करो, काजुआ को रीरन करो, वैसे ही देखना शायद मेरे को लगता है साइनो के साथ हो और नीलो के साथ भी हो। नीलो को भी काफ़ी लोग स्किप करने वाले हैं क्योंकि उसके बाद का कैरेक्टर है क्या है वो, डेंड्रो आर्कोन को सुना लिया नाइदा।
Another effect of Irminsul's withering. So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest, and sandstorms and earthquakes here in the desert?
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul.
नाइदा।
These regional symptoms can indeed be a reflection of Irminsul's present state.
साइनो एक अच्छा कैरेक्टर है, पर साइनो बना है उसके लिए क्या नाम है, कोई कैन एग्रीवेट के लिए, पर कोई एग्रीवेट सपोर्ट ही नहीं है सिर्फ ट्रैवलर को छोड़कर। तो जब जैसे शिंगचो आएगा, कोई एग्रीवेट आएगा जो कंटिन्यूस एग्रीवेट प्रोवाइड कर सके साइनो के लिए, तो साइनो बहुत अच्छा कैरेक्टर बन जाएगा।
Everyone in Aru village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper? Who are they? Village guards like Candace?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru village refers to mad scholars exiled here by the academia.
अच्छा, जो पागल रहते हैं स्कॉलर, जैसे भी वो लड़की पागल हो गई थी उसी को विलेज कीपर्स कहते हैं।
Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Avidia forest. The academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So,
हेपेशिया।
they're forcibly exiled to the desert.
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by one, the village keepers have been mysteriously disappearing without a trace.
अच्छा, गायब हो गए।
But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the village for the next few days, I'd appreciate it if you could keep an eye out for them.
मेरे को लगता है नाइदा सपोर्ट कैरेक्टर होगी, मेरे को लगता है डीपीएस कैरेक्टर होगी। अभी तक कोई भी क्या नाम है आर्कॉन डीपीएस कैरेक्टर नहीं है देखा जाए तो। क्या नाम है राइडेन शोगन एक सब डीपीएस है या बर्स डीपीएस है। जोंगली भी एक बर्स डीपीएस बन सकता है या फिर एक सपोर्ट अच्छा सपोर्ट बन सकता है। और वेंटी भी एक बर्स डीपीएस ही है, सॉरी बर्स बर्स सपोर्ट ही है। डीपीएस अभी तो कोई आया नहीं है और मेरे को लगता है कि नाइदा को ये लोग डीपीएस बनाएंगे, मेरे को लगता है नाइदा को भी सपोर्ट बनाएंगे बिकॉज एक सपोर्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टर होता है, गेम चेंज कर देता है वो डीपीएस के लिए।
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins? I'm fascinated by how you think.
Mock me if you will.
परेशान कर रहा
But if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations. Thank you for your help.
है। I'll help too.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First they lose their sanity, now this! We need to help get them back home safe and
नॉलेज के पीछे पागल हो गए ये सारे स्कॉलर्स।
But,
Aggravate plus
is it
hyperbole,
really
I
a
think
good
he's
idea to
made
tag
for
along with
cause his
Sino?
EM scaling is
You
good
seem
for
like you
both
really
being
don't
good
trust
personal
him.
damage plus triggering hyperbloom with his fast auto। सी हाँ ये हो सकता है।
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former subordinates. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so. Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident. The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down. Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange incident one night changed that. Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, the then chief of the village was preparing to take everyone to safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night.
Like Nilu is made strictly for Tendo reaction. I think Sinokit is to people are just not accepting his real playstyle, which needs Nahida and calling him weak for personal damage. हाँ, Sino weak नहीं है यार.
Ripped through the ground that night. All the houses remained upright.
Sino अभी भी weak नहीं है.
Almost as if they had grown after that. The people of Aru Village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness, and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
अभी जो मेरा डैमेज देखा होगा आपने पुराने वीडियो में, अगर आप देख सकते हैं तो वो एक 3-star वेपन के साथ है, फिर भी देखिए उसका डैमेज कितना अच्छा है.
Soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? What do you make of it, traveler? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to wear their Akasha terminals at Aru?
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the Academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down, it was probably Nahida who calmed.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do. So, what do you make of the story? Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha to give her power to the Mad Scholars.
No.
True.
It's not so much that I
देखना
don't believe you. I'm
नाइदा
just
के
struck by
बाद
your
सब लोग
reasoning.
रीनन मान डिमांड करेंगे साइनो और नीलू का.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru? The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had any reason to doubt. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds. To me, she might as well have been a god that never existed.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says weird stuff sometimes.
I've spent many years interrogating criminals.
Good! Then you should know that...
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. You two really must have met Lesser Lord Kusan. How can this be? To think. Our Archon has been amongst us this entire time.
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation. But easier said than done. Especially since we don't have any leads. Maybe we can start by knocking...
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
ये कौन है?
Who are you?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me find my grandpa?
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call him that? It's not like he's a bad...
The person you're referring to is not a local. Yet you are. Why do you call him Grandpa?
Grandpa is just Grandpa. He's my I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa. I swear I'll help.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house.
साइनो noticed. साइनो ने देख लिया था बच्चे को.
I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was. But I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa. Haven wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
Sorry, I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss Candace.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
Sino is super vigilant. Is this what all...
Ah, you're back already.
यहाँ कर रही कैंडिस.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather back. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. He was raised by his grandfather. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man. However, The scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, he was afraid and didn't dare to approach him. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell asleep. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. However, even so, Grandpa retained his calm expression. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living in his own world, almost as if he were sleepwalking. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace, and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa, want me to take you somewhere fun?" Or, "Grandpa, could you tell me stories about the stars again?"
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much better.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. But it's also my reason for fighting. I must continue to protect this land.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh? What did you say?
No, nothing. As long as Esau keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for. Please accept my thanks on Isak's behalf, Sino.
साइनो भी शॉर्ट है शाओ की तरह. साइनो is a short king.
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys!
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa.
Really? Wow! Thank you Yeah!
All right.
Third completed.
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholars?
You mean the village keepers? Oh, let me think. When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering away and eating mushrooms and tree roots. They shouldn't go around eating that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Anything else?
The scholars that have gone missing.
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You...
Don't change the subject.
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night. But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past.
Just a second, guys.
If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed.
also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. You mean that nice man who looks like your grandpa's long-lost twin, right? He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. He happened to be staying near my house that day and was doing something with his hands on the ground. It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back on it. Did someone teach them how to do that? Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm pretty sure
नाहिदा
if
प्रोटेक्ट
I
करती
ever
शायद
went mad,
उनके थ्रू।
I wouldn't be able to do anything like that.
Gotcha. Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently?
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa, huh? It's been a while. The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. I went and asked him if he'd like any of the food I had prepared, despite my wife's protests. Like many people, she's really quite terrified of them. And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make enough mora. Might explain why she's always mad at me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking care of him.
It was nothing. Hey, you're looking for him, right? Did he go for a walk and get lost?
Yeah.
That's no good. Well, once you found him, come by my place again and I'll cook a little something for the both of you. I've known you since you were very young. So as far as I'm concerned, you're family.
Wow, what a nice...
Okay.
Huh? Don't say anything for now. Let's head over there.
साइनो ने कुछ नोटिस किया। चलो एक काम करते हैं, आर्कन को इतना ही रहने देते हैं। शाम में फिर से खेलेंगे, शाम में फिर से लाइव आऊँगा मैं, इवनिंग में या नाइट में। तब स्पाइरल अबिस भी कर लेंगे और आगे कंटिन्यू भी करेंगे। ओके चलो मिलते हैं शाम में, बाय। तो शाम में ज्वाइन कर लेना, जो भी हो, जो भी वीडियो देख रहा हो या लाइव स्ट्रीम देखना हो, लाइव स्ट्रीम देख रहा हो। शाम में हम लोग अभी कुछ देर बाद स्पाइरल अबिस करेंगे और आगे की स्टोरी कंटिन्यू करेंगे, ठीक है।
Good deeds and bad. In the
वैसे भी अभी ज़्यादा लोग ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाए हमें,
all will be placed
तो शायद शाम में ज़्यादा
on
लोग ज्वाइन करेंगे। ओके जीत, शाम मिलते हैं, बाय बाय।